Today is the rundown, February 11th. Let's start with controversy in your backyard, Big Cat. We have the Jackie Robinson Little League, who you were all about. You're a super fan. You have the shirt. You went to the games. They have now been stripped of their crown and their cheaters. I saw Mark Mulder, actually. Did you see him? Jump on and basically say Jackie Robinson has been doing this since he played. So a long legacy of cheating has come crashing down. What do you got?
It's been an exhausting day. I've had to sit on the wall and fight off America. In reality, though, look, they probably cheated a little bit, but it happens. It happens. It's just like Deflategate. The Patriots cheated, and it happens. Everyone kind of plays in the gray area. I understand it's Little League. You shouldn't punish the kids. The guy who, I don't know if you saw my blog, the guy who snitched on Jackie Robinson West, his team lost 43-2 in the sectional playoffs. He then went and spent the next 6 months going through all of the birth certificates, voting records, where they go to school, all this shit. For what? To take away a 12-year-old's title? I mean, yeah, of course, if the parents are cheating, it's fucked up, but I can't stand tattletales and snitches, and at the end of the day, they're still the national champions. Everyone knows it. I said it. Danny Almonte lives forever. Jackie Robinson West will live forever. These kids will always be remembered, so it's almost like they won again. Whatever. It's so stupid.
KFC?
Yeah, I feel like this happens all the time. Danny Almonte, they did it in Friday Night Lights with the Dillon Panthers. Anytime there's kids' leagues, people are going to fucking mess around with the borders and the neighborhoods and get any edge they can to possibly win. And I don't care about retroactively taking away wins or all that kind of shit. Whatever happened, happened. Whether you're talking about Joe Pa in college football or these kids in Little League, those kids still got all their hand jobs. Those kids still had all the fun in the world.
They went to the White House!
Yeah, they went to the fucking White House. You can't take that away. And anybody who actually watched knows they're the champs. So to me, this is a non-story about it's all about the adults, like you said. It's about the adults bitching and whining. The kids are still living it up.
First of all, to compare this to Deflategate.
I was trying to get a rise out of you. I'm surprised you didn't do it. When I said that it's just like the Patriots cheating, I was trying to get a rise out of you.
It's such a preposterous thing. The Patriots haven't cheated, didn't cheat. This is, by the way, blatant cheating. I played Little League, and we were awesome. And if the state of Massachusetts basically created an all-star team to play us, and we lose 4-3 in 14 innings, I'm bullshit. Having said, so something has to be done. You have to, if that's what they're doing.
I said that. I said going forward, if you get the shit kicked out of you, if you're the coach of the team that got the shit kicked out of you, and going forward you're like, hey, this is fucked up, and you want to bring it up before next year's tournament starts, by all means. But to fucking go back 6 months when you're sitting in February and be like, we need to take away their title and we're going to sit here and do a CSI investigation is so fucking lame. That's such a Ravel move, by the way, to get beat so bad that you spend the next 6 months of your life trying to expose all these laws. And I think it's underrated. They scored 43 runs against this team. That's the maximum you can score because it's a 10-run an inning rule. So they scored 10 runs in the first, 10 runs in the second, 10 runs in the third, 9 runs in the fourth, and then hit a grand slam with the last fucking possible guy who could bat.
There's 10 runs an inning rule?
I'm pretty sure.
There is?
Yeah. You can't let kids fucking get beat like a million.
I thought there was just a 10-run rule.
Jackie Robinson West would have won 10,000.
There's a 10-run an inning rule?
Yeah.
Are we sure about that?
Well, otherwise, there'd be no way to score 42-3 or whatever.
Yeah, 43-2.
What are you talking about? Sure there would be.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
The 10-run rule only goes into effect after the fourth inning or something.
No, I think that's when you're up by 10 after the fourth inning they call the game.
Right, but I didn't think you just can score 10 in the game and the inning's over. What happens if it's 10-10 after one?
I'm pretty sure that's the rule.
I don't think that's a rule. I've never heard that rule. You caught me off guard with that. I've never heard that rule. But I agree with everything you said. Going back, these kids don't give a fuck. You can't retroactive punishment I don't care about that. That makes no sense. This Little League, though, has to be the death penalty for 10 years. That's what you get for cheating like that movie. This isn't, I know it's funny, Patriots don't cheat. Patriots don't cheat. This is blatant
They should just
cheating.
take away a draft pick. It's not that hard.
I mean, you can't even get me riled up. I'm so on top. I get Kravitz right now doing like the Daffy Duck backwards move. It's when you're playing Mike Tyson's Punch Out and the other gets tired and I have like unlimited star punches. That's what I'm doing to Kravitz right now. So I don't even care about the Patriots stuff. I mean, we got Belichick on Letterman tonight. So you're not going to get me down this rabbit hole about Deflategate because if anything, the Colts cheated. You should be talking to the Colts.
I just did get you down that rabbit hole.
It is blatant cheating. Let's make no mistake about that. Creating an all-star team within your state is like, Hank, any luck looking up this law? All right, next up. Oklahoma, this news report was one of those where I had to start looking at the side stories to make sure that I wasn't actually on like an Onion-type news source. This guy, Sir John Michael, I don't know where he came from. The heart of Oklahoma versus this chick, Jolene, who is so Oklahoma Midwest hot. And actually, the story has nothing to do with Sir John Michael at all. It's his landlord who's growing weed, just a banana, one of those once a month, once every 2 month type videos that the internet produces for you.
His name is Sir John Michael.
I saw the police helicopter circling around very low, and last week they were doing the same thing because I was laying out nude. I thought they were looking at me.
This time around, though, he was sporting his underwear over a pair of women's leggings.
If life gives you lemons, life.
KFC?
I didn't even know what the story was about. I still don't. I guess there was somebody growing weed. At one point, there was a helicopter that was spying on him for laying out nude. I had no idea why that chick, who, by the way, has to be like the hottest chick ever in Oklahoma's history. I had no idea why she was out there talking to him, but I'm happy she was. The underwear over the women's pants, the fur scarf thing, the staff, the name, the mantra, if life gives you lemons, fuck life. We should throw that on a t-shirt right now with Sir John's face on it and just retire.
And again, I don't know what he was so mad about. It had nothing to do with him. Big Cat?
He is pure gold. I thought the sneakiest, funniest part of this whole video was the fact that he was working on his car and he got so angry that he like basically broke his car and everyone thought that it was a gunfire.
I was working on my car this morning and it didn't work. So I got frustrated, busted my window, and that was supposedly a gunshot.
I don't even know how that's possible, but once you start listening to what's his name? Sir John?
Sir John Michael.
Sir John Michael, everything kind of makes sense. Like, that guy can say anything. He'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, sure. You were just saying you're fucking bust in the middle of nowhere while your landlord was selling weed and you were smashing your car and it sounded like gunfire. That makes sense.
And, I mean, they literally did like a 1 second shot of a pan of the guy who got arrested. The land, like, who is that guy? What's he have to do with this story? Oh, he's the whole story. Like, the other guy actually just happens to be living in his bus next door. I disagree, though, with the Oklahoma. I think there's a lot of Jolene's floating around. It's Friday Night Lights. She's the blonde girl in Friday Night Lights who becomes a reporter. Jolene, I didn't even know real people were still named Jolene. It's that song, like, Jolene, Jolene. But what you don't know that song?
No.
Neither of you guys know that song, Jolene.
That's for sure.
Neither of you guys know that song, Jolene. You don't want to. So, two different songs.
That was lovely, Dave.
I'm not a singer. I had to. They told me to sing.
You're a symboler. You're a symbol guy.
Yeah, exactly. And certain like Hootie and Pearl Jam. Look. By the way, Hank has confirmed that 10 inning thing is fictional. You made that up.
All right, well, it made it better that when in my head when they basically beat
you actually had. Not only was it fictional, you had quite a story to back up your.
It was awesome. Can you tell me that's not an awesome story? The fact that you can't actually score more than 43 runs in 4 innings, and that they did. That's awesome.
Wait.
52 runs.
Down to the fact that you had a certain guy hitting a grand slam. I mean, I don't even know if the math made sense, but it was a great story, Dan.
It makes perfect sense.
Did you just go off the reservation? You just went off the reservation with that story? Like, I'm just going to take this wherever it leads me?
Yeah, I was basically like, holy shit, they scored infinity runs. And then I actually tweeted it, I think. I've just been running with it. So, you poison the well a little bit with these. And I said it. Once you get in the spin zone, Dave, you know this. Once you get in the spin zone, the lines blur.
I don't spin, though. I don't spin. Everything I've said has been exactly the truth.
That's right.
And God is my witness. Bob Kravitz will burn in hell for it. This LeBron fashion show. I don't know how we didn't talk about this yesterday. The dude is producing a fashion show at the NBA All-Star Game. Won't enter the dunk contest, but he will do a fashion show. I wrote in the blog, I hate it because I actually want to watch this fashion show. I think it's a blogger gold. It's probably going to be ruined with a combination of LeBron. I don't really know what that means. He's producing it. It's going to be ruined by that and Shaq emceeing it. But the concept is actually pretty fucking good. Big Cat?
The concept is good. Honestly, I feel like the entire NBA All-Star weekend, like, we're all just the 12th man on the bench, the white guy on the bench who just doesn't, like, I don't understand what goes on. It's supposedly, like, the craziest party for black people. Like, I don't get I just don't understand the whole thing. I just know things take place. I feel like I'm on the outside, like, oh, that would be fun, but I'm not cool enough / black enough. So whatever. It's probably going to be an awesome show, but I won't understand a second of it.
KFC?
I agree that as a blogger, it will probably be great material. I think it'll be unintentionally funny through the roof. If I was like a normal dude, though, if I didn't like blog for a living, I don't think I'd watch this. Like, even for the idea of like we'll laugh at them, I still think I would never tune into this. I don't know what goes on in the NBA with the fashion. I can't tell if they're being serious or not. Half the time, I think they're trolling white people. Like, let's dress as silly as we can and see if they take us seriously. So if these guys like stand up on this runway or whatever the fuck they're gonna do and act like Zoolander and take it all serious, it's gonna be one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. Are they gonna be serious about it, or is this just like a joke?
I think it's meant to be serious, but they're going to be laughing and whooping it up.
There are judges, too.
Yeah.
Elena Del Don, my girl Elena Del Don is one of the judges.
Yeah. They should have gone real fashion like Project Runway, where people be like, you actually, Westbrook, what's his fuck? Russell. Like Russell Westbrook, you actually look like an asshole. That would have been good. Like real people critiquing.
They should have had Tim Gunn or whatever that guy who they bring in for everything.
That guy's the balls.
Yeah.
He's legit. I don't know whether this is real or fake. Lou Dunlop sounds, first of all, like a fake name, but he's this like 90-year-old, 88-year-old at the Rockies fantasy camp, gets buzzed a little high heat, and takes a couple steps versus the mound. The umpire gets in the way. If it's real, it's awesome. Or if they're just joking around and it was all, he wasn't mad, he's making a scene, not as awesome. I'm on the fence. Big Cat?
I think I lean towards it not being like fully mad, but I will say this. The people who go to these fantasy camps are fucking psychos. They're crazy. I mean, it's Joe Pepitone and Kramer. Getting them off the plate. Like, I understand it'd be cool to play, to like dress up and run around, but they pay like $50,000 for this or whatever the amount of money is. It's far too much to dress up and play make-believe. So that fact alone makes me think he might have been serious, because the people that go to these definitely take themselves too seriously and think that they're like Mickey Mantle going out there to try out for the Rockies.
KFC?
I think the charging the mound was a little like staged. I think that guy, otherwise, though, is there 100% being serious about fantasy camp. As far as the people who go, I don't mind Lou because he's 88. Like, he should be dead. Every day he wakes up is a miracle, and I think he's, like, playing with borrowed time and just wants to be ridiculous. I think it's crazy if you're, like, 40, 45 years old, and you go, and you're taking it, like, dead-ass serious. A 90-year-old grandpa fucking around is one thing. It's fun. Like I said, he should be dead. If you take it real serious, that's where you're the weirdo. That's where you cross the line.
Let's go through this next one quick. Powerball, $485 million. I guess it's the 5th largest jackpot in the history of the United States. Are you guys Powerball, lottery ticket, Mass Millions, scratch tickets? Are you those guys? I am not. I'm a degenerate. I would never buy a Powerball or a lotto ticket like that if my life depended on it. We'll start with you, KFC.
I'm not a lotto guy, but I always grab one when it gets to like 250, 300, 400, just because. You know what I think, Dave? I think this is going to be it for me. I think this is where it's all going to shift. I think the only hope I have is winning Powerball. And I think you've had such a good week, 2 weeks, that my chances are better than ever. Because the only way I can ever overtake you is just sheer money. If all of a sudden tomorrow I had like $400 million, it would be like, the O'Doyle's driving off the cliff. Your run would be over, and I would take over. So I think I don't even bother playing Powerball because I think the gods are in my favor. I think it's going to KFC.
And that makes a lot of sense because people who buy those are like the last refuge of like the desperate. Like, you know that you've lost at life. You have nothing else. You know there's nothing you can do like within your own power. You can't control your destiny. You're a loser. You've lost. So let's just hope to get a bolt of lightning. So that makes sense.
That's why the people who win are always toothless meth heads.
Yeah.
Right, and Kevin, you basically are a meth head minus the meth.
Right. I might just do meth tonight. I need to get a quick addiction right now. Look at me. I'm a fucking mess right now. I am a Powerball candidate right now.
You actually look horrible. What is
horrible. I haven't showered. I didn't sleep last night. I'm on drugs. I mean, this is rock bottom as far as human life goes, Dave. I got a shot here, I think.
Big Cat.
I do play the lottery. It's one of those degenerate things that like my brain. I don't play it regularly, but if I'm standing there and I see what the number's up to, or I just have an inkling like, oh, today's my lucky day, I'll play it. So I'd say I play it, once every couple weeks. I will definitely play it tonight because you have to think that you're going to win, right?
I mean, I equate playing the lottery or Powerball to those people that I blogged today who are standing in like a 2-hour line to get on the subway.
But, okay, all right, let's talk about that for a second.
Sure.
So those guys standing in line to get on a subway are losers, but people who come and shovel your car out and don't even get to meet you are like great.
I gave them $200. They were smart.
You gave him $200 because Kevin and I basically put you on the
shamed
spot.
You into it.
Said,
No, because I have a heart of gold.
Yeah, okay. If we had never brought that up, no chance you pay.
I'm like the Robin Hood of internet lords.
How did you pay them? Because you admitted that you never even went down and saw them.
PayPal.
So you tracked them down after the fact, after we shamed you. And
Mr. Freeze. Look him up. The kid runs a company. He's brilliant.
Right.
Mr. Freeze. He'll come plow you out.
All right. Your logic, though, is just a little off there. And now... I can't even remember what I was going to say because your logic makes no sense.
Those people waiting for the subway, I would just not go to work. I would pull up Hank, pull up Heidelberg, and if I get fired, I'd be like, so be it. But I'm not going to be one of those people. I'm finding a job.
I remember what I was going to say. If you see that line, you go home and you fucking sit on your couch for 2 hours, then you go to work and you blame it on the line. Yeah. That's the best excuse I've ever seen. That's like a godsend when you see that long of a line.
I don't want to make analogies that'll get me in trouble, but that would be like, I'm a Jewish, so I can say it, but that would be like seeing a line at Auschwitz and getting in the back of it. Like, the subway is the worst place on earth. Like, there's a huge line to go do something horrific.
Kevin's face. Kevin's about to fucking, die. I think you're about to kill Kevin.
Yeah, I'm exaggerating to make a point, but it's like, why get in line for something that is just the worst thing in the world? You're getting in line to your doom.
Hell of an analogy.
What?
That was maybe the best analogy of all time. Hot take city. Getting in line for a subway to go to work is like getting in line at a concentration camp to get gassed to death.
I don't hate it. Even when I heard it back right there, I don't hate it.
I told it back to you?
When you just rolled that back, I was like, that's not bad.
Double down on it. Oh.
It's over the top. It's fucking over the top. But hey, guess what? That's what we do here. We go over the top. And KFC, by the way. How about KFC acting like he's insulted? The guy was probably working out there in Germany. Jon Stewart. Got to give him his respect. He's out. Colbert, Stewart gone. I like both those shows. Huge success. I don't know now, Big Cat. I don't know if people realize when we were in LA, we did the circle. We were pitching the Barstool Power Hour. We were pitching everything we got. The rundown. We met with Comedy Central. We met with True TV. We met with everybody. The reaction we got in the room was that we had the best show, the best chemistry, the best minds in the history of entertainment, and then nobody got back to us. So I don't feel bad that you're losing Jon Stewart, Comedy Central. You had your replacement right here, and you couldn't even pick up the phone. Big Cat?
The meeting we had with Comedy Central especially, like, I thought they were going to whip out a contract and have us sign right there. We were firing on all cylinders in that meeting. And that was actually the meeting, Dave and I also, a little story here, we rented maybe the biggest car of all time. What was it? Like a Tahoe or a Suburban or something?
It was a monster.
Then Comedy Central's parking garage was maybe the smallest parking garage of all time. We almost got the car stuck like 6 times going to this meeting. You basically had to stand outside the car while I slowly went around this parking garage. So even with that adversity, they didn't even know this. We went in and we nailed it. The fact that they didn't sign us is bananas. Banana land.
And we found out after the fact, like in LA, like saving gas and the environment is like a big thing. So nobody has big cars. We literally had the biggest gas guzzling monster vehicle you could have. KFC, you weren't there for any of that.
Great story about the truck that you guys drove in that one time. Where's Jon Stewart going? Does he have a gig lined up?
I think he wants to direct movies.
He said he wanted to have. You know what he did? He said, I don't know if you watched last night. He said he wanted to have dinner with his family. Fucking lame-o. Like, you're gonna go have dinner with your family one night, and you're like, "This was such a mistake."
That is fun twice, and then you're like, "I gotta start booking trips. I gotta get the fuck out of here."
He should. He's gonna take over for Brian Williams because that dude's fucked. It's inevitable. He's gonna get fired. I like Stewart. I like both those guys. I just never really found myself watching Daily Show and Colbert Report. Like, when I did watch it, I was always like, this is funny, clever shit. But I never like made it appointment TV to watch those guys.
Yeah, me neither, but I watch it maybe once or twice a week. I mean, he's a genius. They're both geniuses. The way they deliver the material, who's ever writing all the material, geniuses.
And
very
by the
good.
way, if you can't separate that from like political views, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
I hate people who don't think he's funny because he's liberal. Like, those are two separate things. You can be funny and liberal. It's not... I hate that.
Yeah, and I saw our boy Spags be like, he thought most of our people wouldn't like Stewart. That was just wrong. I don't know why he said that.
I mean, maybe some of the comment section that wants to get in like detailed debates about politics to pass their day won't like him. But funny is funny.
No, you know what? Not even. I think people that do want to get in political debates would find him funny. It's the fucking idiots who just want to go, fucking liberals, fuck Obama. Those guys are going to hate him no matter what.
Last story of the day. This chick claims she hasn't smiled for 40 years because she doesn't want to get wrinkles. She likes how smoldering women look. It's a lie. And I'd love to get in her kitchen for like 2 minutes and just make her fucking laugh her face off. But KFC, what do you got on this chick?
I hope it's not a lie. I choose to believe in this. It would be the most outrageous willpower I've ever seen to just stone cold your whole life trying to be pretty. I hope it's real. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. I tip my cap. This chick is a badass bitch.
Big Cat.
Did you blog it as real or fake?
Feidelberg blogged it as real. I put it in editor's note and said, give me 2 seconds. I'll fucking have her laughing, guaranteed.
I mean, it sounds like a J-Max story. Everyone knows if you don't want wrinkles, you just don't go outside. That's really what it is. Just don't get sun. Or be Asian. Asian chicks don't get wrinkles.
I will say, guys can get away. Guys, I mean, I don't care about wrinkles. I'll fucking wrinkle all day long. That is the rundown. After show, we got to talk about this email, Hank. First of all, vintage Gaz. I don't know where the fuck Gaz got this email from. Like, he just emailed me out of the blue, best reader email ever. And I was like, does Hank know about this email? He said no. That was perfectly awful.
You couldn't, if I were to write you, make up a Hank email that I thought would be his first email, it wouldn't even come close to how awesome that was.
Hank, so wait, did you not know it existed, Hank?
No.
I mean, you know it exists. You know you wrote it. Like,
yeah, but you didn't know that it still existed out there, like in someone's hands.
No, I didn't think Gaz was gonna be like fucking. I don't even know what he was doing.
I have no idea what he's doing either.
That's a Gaz move.
That's
That's actually when having Gaz is a huge benefit because if he can like pull up something and shame him later. He's going to do it. Hank, starting with the video.
Which he took down. Why'd you take that video down?
I had taken it down when we started doing the rundowns. It was unlisted, so I think you only see it if you had the link. I don't know.
No, you made it private.
No, I didn't touch it. I can still see it. I don't know, like...
That's a very skeptical statement, that it was working perfectly. We posted it, and then it went, this video is now private.
I didn't...
Somebody touched it, Hank.
All right, so Hank...
99% sure.
Yeah, starting with the video. First question, how do you edit a video and not only spell Rob Gronkowski's name wrong, but have his number wrong?
I don't know.
Then, okay, that's kind of the answer I was expecting. Did you actually email that video to more than just Dave?
No.
Because you said in your email that you've been emailing it around to like, prospective jobs.
Your highlight reel.
Like, I didn't know if you and your friends...
I had a demo reel that wasn't in there that Gaz didn't include. I had like an actual...
See that now?
I had my actual like film school demo reel.
I saw something called Checkmate that you made. Somebody sent me.
That was like one of our school projects.
Also, fair is fair, Dave.
You like had someone get murdered, and then you were like, Checkmate.
It was like, I don't know, it was a fucking school project.
And your school is did you know your school, like, the second you left went bankrupt?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Also, fair is fair, Dave. When you can't make fun of Hank's spelling and then spell words incorrectly in your blog. I think you spelled naive, like the most savage spelling of naive.
Yeah, I spelled that wrong, but I didn't capitalize it.
Yeah, I mean, the guarantee, the word choice, the capitalization, misspelling that word was perfect. And also, sneaky little funny thing I liked, when he listed out all his camera equipment, and he was like, it includes, but not limited to.
Yeah. Like,
he was so proud of that little clause.
You know what he reminded me of? He reminded me of the guy who's selling his business cards, like just saying guarantee, and like I think Hank said free about 1 million times, and it started to kind of sway me. I was like, okay, like what's better than free? Nothing. It's not free.
How long did that Gronk spike video take you to make? You had like a lot of different shots in there.
We did it like over the summer.
My favorite was when you spiked your weed whacker.
Yeah. My favorite was when the kid in the hallway spiked the chick's phone and like legitimately scared her to death. Like I think she was meant to act, but you could tell her reaction wasn't act.
Hank, I'm looking at your reaction right now. You seem like a little distraught that this came out.
No, I mean, it was a little embarrassing, but whatever. Fucking worked.
I think this is actually this is Hank, like, next level shit. Misspelling words and, like, being goofy because it played right into Portnoy's hand.
Hold on.
wanted Hank to be, like, a character.
Hold on. Just for the record, that was the first time I'd seen that email. That was sent to Weird Haircut Seth. Haircut Seth hired Hank based on that email, and that was my dream team of my mayoral staff. I never saw that. I've said it 1,000 times. I'm not joking. I had no idea where Hank came from. He just was there one day, and I was like, who is this? And Weird Haircuts, like, I hired him. What?
His first day was the combine with Todd McShay.
Yeah.
And I will say, you've always said that Gaz kind of threw you out there and threw you to the wolves. You made yourself seem like you were like a Hollywood producer in that email.
Yeah.
How, looking back on that email, what percentage of it was true in terms of what your, like, capabilities were?
What do you mean?
5%? Like, of what you made it sound like you were Spielberg at that time. With bad spelling. Spielberg with bad spelling. That's what you made it sound like. Then you came in, you weren't exactly Spielberg.
I mean, that's how it was obviously school and shit. I hadn't, like, been in the real world, so I was naive. I thought I could.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, he thought he could. That's fair.
Hey, at the end of the day, it worked.
That's what I'm saying. It's fucking embarrassing, but it worked.
Why do you think it's embarrassing?
I don't know, because I obviously fucking spelled like an idiot, and, like, it was just a badly written email.
But that's like, I mean, it fits you. Like, that was a perfect Hank email.
Yeah.
That email.
You realize, of course he's going to sound distraught. You basically, he just said, like, yeah, that's a really, like, retarded email. And you're like, yeah, it fits you perfectly. That's a terrible thing to say to someone.
I mean, hey, come here. Come on camera for a second. I mean, this kid looks like he's going to cry over here.
Well, it's good. He takes a little pride in it. I think he should, next time he wants to spell the words right and stuff.
Hey, think about it this way. That is the email that created the hypothetical, would you rather be Hank or the owner of the fucking New England Patriots? Which, for some reason, wasn't dismissed as a crazy question. So that's the email.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
You went to the Super Bowl because of that email.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, at the end of the day, it worked, so fuck it.
And it's just, you can do is just pretend like you did it on purpose.
Again, that was a once in a million that he happened to send that. Oh, it's on me that we had weird haircut in charge of hiring for. I mean, but that's a one in a email that you hit the exact right guy to send that email to.
I sent it like 10 times too. I remember that.
To him?
I blew up. I blew up weird haircut Seth.
And you never.
No, I CC'd the tips email too. But
you never thought about
correcting it,
looking it over and proofreading it. If you sent it 10 times.
No,
I will say, guarantee is a tough one. That trips me up all the time.
I mean,
what was going on with your spell check that day?
I don't know. I think I was just like on Adderall and just fucking in the zone, and then just
like
you just like send it and you just fucking send it like whatever. Like I'm just gonna lay it all out there, but
generally not when I'm applying for a job.
Well, I wasn't applying.
Give it a good once-over next time.
You theoretically were applying. I mean, I don't know what you mean you weren't applying. You were. That's how you apply.
Yeah.
You were just like, you know
in
what?
hindsight, I probably would have spell checked it. Moral of the story.
Did you want to, like, punch Gaz in the face?
Oh, yeah. I'm not happy.
I mean, that's a Gaz move. Gaz is another O'Doyle. He's going to get it someday because he's been blowing people up and playing, puppet master for a long time.
I don't know what he does with it. Like, what was he doing with his day where he was like, I'm just going to go dig up emails from Hank?
That's Gaz life. That's all Gaz does. He just stirs pots.
Like I drove home from here and I saw the blog and just like didn't even read it. I was like, oh god.
What you got to get though is this is like putting money in the Hank bank. Like you couldn't have gone back in time. You haven't gotten this yet because we've gone over it. Your camera skills are slightly improving, but you're certainly replaceable for like what you bring to the table with this shit. You don't have access to your free equipment anymore. Your character, which is not really a character, it's the real deal, is putting that's the Hank bank. Gaz just like deposited like 1,000 like bitcoins into the Hank bank with that email. It's like where can I find somebody who I'd hire who would write that preposterous of an email? Nowhere.
There's only one.
Yeah. So it's in a way, I know you want to kill him, but like if you become normal, you almost become useless.
Okay, I mean, I guess I'll take that.
Yeah, those are the comments that like Dave doesn't realize are just so brutal. Like, hey, Hank, if you
that's second only to the Finer Tastings video where you just yelled in his face that he was a bum. Otherwise, that was the meanest thing you've ever done.
Dave just has no idea that he's being mean. When he's
I don't
like,
think
hey,
that was
you
mean.
start using a brain, you're useless.
His face is getting. I mean, that's the
You're
face
being
of a
a
guy.
fuck- you're
That's
being
the face
a
of a
monkey.
guy
Listen,
who may kill me.
it's
When I'm paying compliments, that wasn't mean. That was accurate. We don't have room for normal,
Here's the
mediocrely
craziest thing.
talented people, and I say that loosely.
Here's the craziest thing about Hank. Every time I always say to myself, like, you gotta stop feeling bad for Hank because he fucking has the life. Like, he lives a life. But then you just throw you in the room, and I'm like, I feel bad for Hank again.
I didn't say, come on. You have to be a unique
You
character.
don't even see it. You more or less were like, Hank, if you're ever smart and useful, then, like, I don't want you anymore. That's basically what you said. It's fucked up.
Hank, if you ever are a competent adult, we have no use for you here.
But ultimately, the joke's always on us because Hank lives Hank life, and it's working out to perfection, so you can't feel bad for him. But Dave, you're just.
No, I don't want I don't want a competent. I don't need competent, boring people. Who is competently boring at Barstool?
We understand the words that you're saying make sense, but I don't think you understand that, like, it's mean. You're being mean.
Do you think that was mean?
A little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying, Hank, we never expect you to be good at your job, and that's what.
No, that would be a nice bonus. That would be a nice bonus to have him like.
Am I bad at my job?
Oh my God, fucking poor Hank! I literally left Arizona. I was like, I will never again say poor Hank. He is living a life, and here I am 2 weeks later saying poor Hank.
I wouldn't say you're bad. Your job has morphed. You've become more of a character. I've told you this than like the video guy. Like when you.
Yeah, but I still have a job that I do. I don't do it
all right.
badly.
Well, here's like when I like put together the highlight stuff of the Patriots.
And then you're like, no Seahawks. And then you send me a video.
Yeah,
and
but
like, this should have been in there.
Right.
It's like, well, this is
but
completely
after
different
you
than
didn't
what
even do the Patriots stuff right. It could have just been Patriots. When it's like we asked for the recap of the week, like that sucked. Like Gaz had to do it.
That's where you don't. Whatever. I don't know why we're doing this on camera, but like shit, like movies, they cut scenes, they do shit. They start with a long thing and then they cut it down. I gave you the long thing and then we cut it down, like anything that's ever been made ever. And you just like thought I was giving you a final product.
Well, I guess you got to give me better things. I mean,
I gave you everything that was in that video. We just cut it down and
but it
changed
didn't
around.
work. I couldn't use it.
Cut. That's a wrap. That's the rundown.
That's the rundown.
That's the rundown.
You gotta leave that last.
That got real fast.